Look, but seriously, I don't have enough books to read. I mean, publishing companies really need to step up their game because I've read all of these like 3 times through. I'm over it. I need new books, guys. I don't have enough. That's a lie. I've barely read any of these. I'm trying to get around to all of them, okay? But there's just so many. Hi everyone, my name is Holly, and in today's video, I'm going to be showing you a ton of new releases that are coming out in March. Now, when I was researching for this video, I actually had such a tiny list. I didn't realize how many March releases there actually are. I didn't think I had enough material to talk about, but oh yes I do once I delved into more. There's actually a lot of really exciting releases coming out in March, 8 to be exact, at least here on my list, that I'm the most interested in. Now before we start, yes, I know Chain of Gold is coming out, Crescent City is coming out, so I figured I would say those books before people in the comments say, but you didn't mention these 2 books. Well, there, I mentioned them. I just don't really care about them. And on that note, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up because it helps me out, and be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you get to see more videos like this. This first book just might keep your eyes glued to the pages even longer than they already are. Sixth Watch by Mike Cool. Mike Cool has raised the bar in anticipation for this new military sci-fi, delving into brand new territory with definite familiar nuances to the Armored Saint. One of my favorite series of all time. We have a character who used to be a part of the search and rescue team who finds herself at the helm of the Coast Guard's elite unit, and she has to try and prevent this all-out war on the surface of the moon, which will definitely affect Earth. I have absolutely no worries of Mike Cool's ability to make this world feel alive, for me to immediately be immersed, and I totally expect some epic space battles and a main female character who is not afraid to get her hands dirty to try and save the world. The City We Became. N.K. Jemisin is taking things to the next level. This is a fantasy story that sounds absolutely breathtaking and atmospheric, but also very mysterious and ominous AF, with a synopsis that just makes you think that you're missing a huge piece of the puzzle. Talking about the personification of New York, and we're following 5 New Yorkers who have to come together to defend the city against this ancient evil. But it's N.K. Jemisin. I'm sure she will guide the reader through this very atmospheric story with ease and finesse. I'm so excited to explore the underbelly of New York, and I expect this nothing short of amazing. There really is enough hype for indie authors here on BookTube, so today we're fixing that problem. Along the Razor's Edge, Rob J. Hayes is releasing yet another dark fantasy, and this one is really getting a lot of limelight, especially with all the praise that his previous books have gotten in the last year. We have a 15-year-old female character who is plopped in the middle of this war-ridden world, and the only thing she really has is her sorceress abilities. That's until she is thrown into prison that is sunk down deep into Earth, and she loses all of her magical abilities. Along the Razor's Edge could be your dark roast to your fantasy coffee. We're going with that. Breath of the Gods by Tina LeCount Myers. This is the 3rd and I believe the final book in the very underrated fantasy series. The very first one is called The Song of All, which I read in February. I'll be reviewing that in my wrap-up at the end of the month. But man, so good. Not only do we have a very cinematic looking cover, but we also have a very interesting story to go along with it. The first book takes place within this frozen tundra, and yes, this book doesn't have snow on it, let's ignore that. With an extremely unique magic system. I absolutely adored the first book. I really want more people to read it. I did read along with the audiobook, which I felt like really helped because the writing is very rich, very buttery. There's also a lot of words and phrases in a foreign language, and listening to the narrator say those words and phrases really helped me. So if you're looking to get into the series, now is the best time. The 3rd one is coming out in March. The anticipated sequel within the SFF community is Ravencaller by David Daglish. The first book, Soulkeeper, is a nice Witcher replacement if you're still feeling the after effects after watching the first season, which we all need in our lives, let's be honest. So if you want to scratch that Witcher itch, have a doctor look at it, then look no further than this monster hunting, beast slaying adult fantasy. Whew, I've never wanted there to be less books in my life than right now. This is a lot of work. The Kingdom of Back. This is a very long-awaited book for fans of Marie Lu. This book features a very unique combination of fantasy and historical fiction, since it gives a nice spotlight to Mozart in the 18th century. Fans of both genres should easily enjoy this fantastic story following a girl who has a extreme talent for music, and she fears that she will never become the composer that she's always wanted to be, especially within this time period, and also because of her tyrannical father. If you've never read a Marie Lu book in your life, then now is the perfect time to do that. I recommend giving it a shot. Next, I have Crush the King by Jennifer Estep. Welcome to Stressville, Population U. When it comes to any kind of conclusion to a story, you always hope that it ends with grace. And Crush the King is the third book, the conclusion to the Crown of Shards series. If you've been sitting on this series for a while, now is the perfect time to delve in. I'm also telling myself that because I own the first book and it's sitting unread on my shelves, and I am still so hyped to start it. Gladiator meets Game of Thrones in this war-beaten realm surrounded by evil forces. Our main character has to become a gladiator so that she can accomplish her one mission, and that is to kill the queen. The title of the first book, Kill the Queen. We have royalty, assassinations, magical powers, and an uncertain future for our badass main character. So you might remember me hauling Dragon Slayer by Duncan M. Hamilton in a recent book outlet haul. Well, guess what? The trilogy is over with the third book coming out in March, Servant of the Crown. This is a heroic adventure story following dragons who are out for revenge and a mercenary with alcoholic depression to save the day. It's full of lost magic and unlikely heroes. For those of you who have read and loved the previous installments, hopefully you can get to this one and you will feel a sense of closure. And for those of you who are fond of dragons, I'd highly recommend picking the first one up. This is Duncan's debut series, and I'm really excited to see what else he comes up with. Alright everyone, so before I melt into a puddle, those are 8 March releases that I am very excited about. Now I know there are so many more, but these are ones in particular that I am keeping my eye on. Tell me down below if you're excited for any of these or any other ones that I didn't mention. I would love to know. Please add more books onto my TBR pile. Just books upon books upon books. I mean, like I need any more unread. My library cannot be contained. It grows and grows and grows with a variety of books, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed. Also, be sure to subscribe. I upload twice a week, and also touch that bell. You know you want to, because I'll be releasing videos like this every single month. In the beginning of January, I said I was going to do this every 2 months, but nah. There's just too many releases coming out every single month, so I'm going to do this every single month for the rest of the year. That's the plan. Follow me on Instagram at HollyHeartsBooks and on Twitter at HollyNiece, and until we meet again, happy reading.